oh, that's worked first time. Usually I get like a frozen screen for a few seconds and it goes live in a group, live on a page, my face is frozen, looks like we're actually live. This is working. I believe so. Awesome. It's a refreshing change that technology's on my side for your Wi-Fi life. Wi-Fi Lifers, hello, Amy Taylor here, checking in with another video. And today is, I think, day 5 of a 90-day challenge and a 90-day video challenge, which I have done before. And been a bit slack last couple of days. I've been doing them privately in some of our groups within our SFM community. But I thought it was time to do another one live on this page in the hope of reaching more people. And it was actually the perfect day to do it because I've realised today that our amazing community of legends are having quite the impact in the world in their own little way. And it got me thinking about the power of a ripple effect. And this is something that was brought to my attention by my very good friend Brett Gibson, who may well see this video. I hope he does. He pointed this out to me about 18 months ago. And it's something that I've become really aware of. And it's something that's become particularly present in my head since our event in Perth last week, where I spoke about the power of authentic conversations after the year I've had. And I think the definition of authenticity can be a bit cloudy for some people. And I believe, as a result of the year I've had and losing 2 members of my family, that my definition of authenticity is leaving nothing unsaid. And the other day I shot a video to encourage people within our community on their social media, whether it's in groups or on their pages publicly or even on personal posts, blog posts, anything they write or say basically, to use the hashtag leave nothing unsaid. And I am determined to get some traction behind this hashtag, mainly because I think it's a really practical way of thinking about what authenticity truly is. And I believe that death really is the final opportunity to make sure you leave nothing unsaid. And I've experienced that firsthand twice this year. And I also have amazing relationships in my life, friends, family, loved ones, as a result of leaving nothing unsaid. And that's not always easy. So this is something that I challenged our community to do as part of their 90-day challenge coming off the back of the event. And they have been doing an absolutely amazing job of this. And massive shout out to all of you, because I'll be sharing this video into the groups after I've finished. And I decided that I would track it, because what is a ripple effect really? And I would love to feel that we can be a part of a much bigger impact in the world as a result of this conversation. So I had a quick look on social media, discovered that the hashtag leave nothing unsaid wasn't really being used. It had, I've got some notes here, 322 posts on day 1, and we're into day 5 now. 322 posts on Instagram, and I found no posts from this year on Facebook. Now, I'm not a tweeter. I don't do Twitter. I'm sure there's probably a few instances over there, but I thought I'm going to have a quick look now, and I'll have a look every week and have a look at the end of the challenge to see how much of a ripple effect our community can have by using this hashtag. Because already on day 5, some of the feedback and some of the conversations that people have been sharing that they've had with their loved ones are just mind-blowing. And it can be really simple stuff like thanking them for something they've done, or thanking someone in public service for something they've done. I use the example of thanking a barista for your coffee, if that's something you do every day. It can be calling your parents and telling them that you love them more. It can be anything really, really nice, but it can also be leaning into difficult conversations. And it got me thinking, if more and more people are leaving nothing unsaid, and I think, again, leave nothing unsaid is a really practical way to keep front of mind in terms of how to be authentic. Authenticity is this kind of airy-fairy word sometimes, whereas leave nothing unsaid is really practical. And I think the more we can get people thinking that, the more authentic they're going to be, the better relationships they're going to have. That can really have, I think, an impact in the world. If we look at world leaders, how authentic do we think they are? How much integrity do we think they have? And if we start this little ripple effect in our community and let it ripple on into a bit of a wave, even if it is just on social media, who knows what kind of conversations are going to be had and what relationships are going to be built. And if that's the message we're giving to the next generation, who knows what kind of world leaders we might have in the future. Imagine a world where our world leaders were authentic and had integrity. I think it would be a very different place. So I just wanted to share what I am seeing as a very little ripple effect, but the more we keep it up, I genuinely believe this community and anyone seeing our posts, anyone seeing this post, anyone who wants to start taking on the use of Leave Nothing Unsaid as a hashtag, and more importantly, just keeping that front of mind, keep Leave Nothing Unsaid front of mind for you. I just think the world would be a very different place and we'd have a lot of very happy people, because I'm seeing people bouncing around on cloud nine as a result of lifting this weight off of them because they've said something that they've been wanting to say for ages. It's made me really aware of my own authenticity, which is awesome. There's nothing like public accountability for having started a conversation like that, which is great. But yeah, I just want to keep this message out there and make people aware that it's already a ripple effect. We're already having an amazing impact, I think, in individuals' lives, and that can only grow. And I just wanted to end with a quick story from one of the funerals that I attended this year, to sort of put this into more of a practical context even further, which is that it only takes one person to start their own ripple effect. Now, it may well have been me that started this conversation on stage last week, but every individual in our community that's taken it on is now the start of their own ripple effect in their circle, in their community. And it got me thinking, when I was at my stepfather's funeral in March this year, he was a singer, and we actually had we played his own song, his own music, to come in, to bring him in to the church and out of the church for the funeral. And at the end of the entrance music, I think it's processional music, we called it, there was this weird moment of silence where people didn't really know what to do. And my mum and I just broke out into applause. It was absolutely what we wanted. We wanted him to have a round of applause. He absolutely deserved it. So it got me thinking about that, because that was, the first of the big lessons I've had this year in Leaving Nothing Unsaid, having great relationships. And we started clapping, and then very quickly everybody else in the congregation was clapping. And that's another way to put it into context. It's just, it only takes one person to do what they're thinking or feeling or saying. People will follow. People will resonate. People will know they're not alone. Maybe that's another hashtag we could look at using, but let's stick with Leave Nothing Unsaid, because that's kind of the action, and I'm all about action. And it was just a personal story that I wanted to share that was a bit of a light bulb moment for me in living that way even more and being determined to live that way even more. So I'll finish up with a quote that I saw. I was watching a TED talk earlier about the ripple effect, just looking for some inspiration for this video. And I found a quote that's been used quite a lot. And don't forget to use the hashtag as well, though, Leave Nothing Unsaid. And it got me thinking about our community, the ripple effect we're already having, the ripple effect we can have. And it was a quote from a lady called Margaret Mead, who was an author and a speaker in the 60s and 70s. And her quote, which I think is genius, if you think about mass movements that have ever been started over the years, and they're happening all the time. Look at some of the things that have happened in the world recently. It's just been a case of people having belief in a vision and more people getting behind it. So her quote was, "Never doubt that a small group of committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has." So I will leave you with that. SFM community, you're amazing. Keep up the awesome work. Keep using the hashtag. And yeah, let's go out and turn our little ripple into a wave, a tsunami, if you will. I will see you in another video very soon. Bye.